Hello everyone and welcome back. So today is Sunday, April 28th, which means there's only 2 other days left of April and of the O.W.Ls Readathon. We are so close to being done and I'm so excited. And I do plan on doing an individual wrap-up video of my thoughts and everything like that. But I am going to still be vlogging the next 2 or 3 days because I still have one book left to read, and that is Red Moon. And this would count for my divination owl because it is set in the future. This book is a sci-fi about American Fred Fredericks, one of the main characters, is making his first trip. His purpose is to install a communication system for the Chinese Lunar Authority. But hours after his arrival, he witnesses a murder and is forced into hiding. It is also the first visit for celebrity travel reporter Ta Shu. He has contacts and influence, but he too will find that the moon can be a perilous place for any traveler. Finally, there's Chen Qi. She is the daughter of the Minister of Finance and without a doubt a person of interest to those in power. She is on the moon for her own reasons, but when she attempts to return to China in secret, the events that unfold will change everything on the moon and Earth. So it's like a thriller mystery on the moon. So it sounded very interesting, which is why I wanted to pick it up. And this novel right here is about 440 pages. Now my track record for the bigger books that I have read this month is about 4 days. So I really need to make a good dent in it between today and tomorrow in order to make sure that it is finished by Tuesday, because that is the last day. Now it is late afternoon and I'm going to start reading and see where I go. So I will see you guys in a little bit with an update on how far I read and how I'm feeling. Hey, so I am doing a check-in for tonight. I am probably done reading for tonight. I don't know. I got to chapter 8. Chapter 10 is halfway. So I'm pretty close to halfway. And officially I am on which page? I'm on page 149. And I don't really know how I feel about this book. In the very beginning, it was a lot of science jargon, which it is a sci-fi, but it was a lot about how the planets were made and the moon and its creation, and I was kind of losing interest, and I even did try seeing if I could find an audiobook of it, but I ended up just skimming through and powering through it till I got to the more mystery and thriller that I thought would be more of the book. But what I thought was the big mystery of Fred getting accused of murder, I don't know, it is still a mystery of exactly what happened, but it felt like it was very rushed in the beginning of trying to finish it. But then I'm only halfway through the book and I'm like, what else is going to happen? And then they end up in China, and now we're talking about political strife in China and a fight for power in different movements and groups. So it kind of went from murder mystery on the moon to political revolutions in China. And I did not know that the book was going to go that way. It's okay. It is interesting. It's set in the year like 2047, I think. So it does like talk about all the different changes and how it all is worked, but I don't know. It's not really grabbing my attention. And I am muscling through it as much as I can because I'm stubborn and I want to finish it, and I'm hoping it'll be good, but I thought it was going to be on the moon and more about space. So, yeah, that's unfortunate, but I'm going to try to finish it, hopefully. But now I'm going to call it a night, so good night, you guys. Bye. Also, too, before I forget, it almost seems like they're trying to have a budding romance potentially between Fredericks and Chan, but it seems weird. Like, he had to dig a microchip out of her so that they wouldn't be tracked, and he was talking about how she had to take off her shirt and he was touching her back and he could see her bra and all that, and I'm just like, ugh. Seriously, just take the chip out of her back and let this poor pregnant woman be, because she's pregnant. We don't know who the father is, and she does not provide much information. Frederick has no idea what in the world is going on, and I'm just like, what? Overall, the three characters, because we do have the traveler, who is Shu, I believe, and none of them are very interesting. I don't really care about any of them, and I don't know. But I really don't like the whole him being almost interested in her, because it just seems weird. But it's just me. And the chapters too, I noticed that there is a chapter title, then there is a character chapter, and then it goes back and forth, and there's more than just the three main characters. There is like an AI that's involved, and sometimes it goes to a police officer, and I don't know, it's just kind of a lot of information, but I don't really know where the story is going or what it's trying to do. Hopefully it gets figured out in the end. I don't know, but so far you can probably tell, not very interested, and I'm glad I saved this to the end, because it probably would have been really bad if I started off with this book and was so uninspired to read it. Maybe not uninspired, but so confused and uninterested. It's not pulling me into the world. Hey everyone, so I am on my lunch break and I wanted to read a little bit of Red Moon. The reason I'm in my car is because it actually started raining outside, which is a rarity here. So I'm just kind of chilling, staying dry as I can, otherwise I'd be outside reading, but I don't know how I feel about this book and if I even really should try to make myself read it. I'm going to try to go for a halfway and see how I feel there, and if I need to DNF this. I don't know, like, at first it was like hard sci-fi and I was like, oh, I don't know, but then I was starting to get used to all the moon talk, and now it went from hard sci-fi to political unrest, and I thought that this was going to be about a murder on the moon and they stay on the moon and try to solve what's going on, and that the main character is running for their lives. And well, yes, he is, but at the same time it's like he's being ex machina'd out and he doesn't really know what's going on and isn't really doing anything to help himself. So he's boring. So, I don't know. But I guess we'll try. I've got 2 more chapters before I'm halfway. So, yay. Alright, so I went from 158 to 178. I'm going to call it for my lunch break. So far, we have found out that basically there's a revolution secretly going on with the migrant workers in China, and our main male and female characters are kind of in hiding and are very isolated. They kind of talk about their past a little bit, and it kind of opens up that Fred has something going on where he doesn't interact with people very well, but math and equations make more sense to him. I don't know. It's alright. It's not too bad, I guess, but it's definitely not page turner. Yeah, it's definitely not a page turner at all. But I have to stop here because there's like 20 more pages to go before the next chapter, and I'm not gonna make it by the end of my lunch break. So I stopped about here, where they're just about to leave their hiding spot to go eat, which the main character, I think it's Key, not 100%, but she is very pregnant at this point, so I have a feeling coming up will be probably the delivery and the birth of her baby, as it's coming up soon. But we still don't know, like, really how Fred's doing. Like, are they looking for him? Nothing. We've just been in isolation with these characters. So, I will see you guys after work. You can still see the rain. Hello everyone. So today is Monday, April 29th, and as you saw earlier, I did read a little bit of Red Moon while I was on my lunch break. And yeah, I read about 20 more pages when I got home, and I don't really care for this book. It's not necessarily a bad book or problematic that I can see, but overall, it is not the book that I thought it was going to be. From the inside little blurb, it sounded like it was a murder mystery on the moon, which involved 3 characters that got intertwined in this. What I have read so far, which is only, I'm like almost 200 pages in this book, and I'm only like 30% through it. And what we actually have is murder happened on the moon, a cop ex machina'd all of our characters to China, and there's currently a political uprising and potential revolution happening in China between the lower class societies, which are treated like second-class citizens, and the higher-ups in power. I have so much left, and just looking at what I have to read makes me not want to do it, which really sucks. And from what I've read, I was thinking 2. This is 2-star. It's very expositional heavy, even more so than the Da Vinci Code, but at least the Da Vinci Code was fast-paced. This is slow and drags, and I do not see any kind of big twist or anything exciting happening at the end that would change it from a 2, like with what happened with A Bookshop on the Corner. I was thinking that was a 2 as well, but that was only for the first like 2 or 3 pages, and then it picked up and I started enjoying it more. This, I'm almost 200 pages in. I'm not going to finish it. As sad as that makes me to admit defeat, and my stubborn nature is being like, no, you said you were going to finish the book, so you're going to finish it. But I don't want to read something that I don't want to read. So, Red Moon at, what was it, 197 pages. I am DNFing it. So, that means that the O.W.Ls readathon for me has concluded. I'm sorry that this kind of ended on a low note, but I will say this. I will be having a wrap-up video that will showcase all of the books that I've read, all of my ratings, what I've thought about them, and overall my experience with doing the O.W.Ls. And spoiler alert, I actually really enjoyed doing it. I truly, truly did. I had so much fun. So yes, this week's vlog is going to be short and a little weird, but overall, I have had a very good time doing this. And I thank everybody who has watched these videos, gone on this journey with me, because it has truly been an adventure. And it's been a really fun experience. So thank you guys. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to do vlogs for next month's readathon, because it'll be another, what do I have, 4 books? 4 or 5 books that I'm going to be reading next month, which I will do an in-depth video about all that. And because these are done, now we'll have to look forward to the Newts in August. So I want to know your guys' thoughts. Have you had a DNF a book during this readathon, or during this year, I should say, because we're already almost into May, which is crazy. So, have you had a DNF a book? Like, what books have you read so far this year? Let me know below. And before you guys go, I want you to remember that you are your own brand of beautiful and never forget that. Love you guys. Bye.